Between contending with bloodthirsty beasts and sand in my every conceivable place, I had begun to despair of finding you again.
Do you recognize the crashed ship over yonder? Mistress Alizé and I briefly inspected it. It is the vessel that bore Master Alphino away.
But there was no sign of him, nor of Maxima and his people.
War Machina. It would seem they were involved in a struggle. There may be clues. We should split up and search the area. These were no ordinary soldiers. Over here! The insignia on this man's uniform identifies him as one of the Emperor's personal guard. Hand-picked soldiers, answering only to the royal family.
That would explain why all the casualties are Garlean. They were fighting their own.
You're saying the Emperor was behind all this? That Alphino is his prisoner?
We don't know that yet. Alphino's fine, I'm sure of it. Yeah, it's Alphino! Not that I know he's actually fine, because he's with the best help you can get.
Aye, we must not jump to conclusions. Besides, Alphino is more than capable of looking after himself, is he not?
Exactly.
I suggest we return to Doma to consider our options. Whatever happened here, Master Alphino is long gone, and any subsequent search may safely be left in the hands of the shinobi.
Where in the world are you, brother? If you die on me, I will never let you hear the end of it.
And I guess we're back. Forgive me, I need a moment. On present evidence, we have no reason to fear the worst. More than I can say. More than that I cannot say. We are no closer to establishing Master Alphino's whereabouts, and the suggestion of an Imperial plot only compounds matters. We have much to consider. Well, that was a decidedly uneventful journey. I almost found myself hoping for a sandstorm. Joking aside, I'd say our birds are due a good brush down, and a treat or two, wouldn't you? Fair enough. Alright, Shadow is in the Empire. Hien has a request for the Scions. I had hoped to steal a moment's rest after our little outing, but it would seem duty calls. A foreign emissary arrived in my absence. Well, do not let us keep you then. Actually, I was wondering if you might join me. I cannot think of a guest who could fail to be impressed by the presence of the Scions. At least none I should be happy to receive. Of course, if you think it will be useful. Thank you. Then let us return to my manor then. Or let us return then. Alright. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da 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 da. Chick. Ba ba ba. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. I went the wrong way. Ba. I always think it's to the north, not to the west. Ooh, hello.
With the departure of the general, the defense of Doma rests in my hands. And yet they do not tremble. The return of our conscripts has swelled our ranks to a most formidable number. Glad I am that I need not turn to my brother for reinforcements.
Let me in, please. With my whole entourage.
Lise, what brings you here?
Oh, Alliance business. We have a request for Doma. Well, Hien. But that can wait. They told me you were out searching for Alphino. Did you manage to pick up his trail?
Yes and no.
Well, if he wasn't at the crash site, he might still have escaped. We have to keep searching.
And we will. Alphino embarked on this journey as an emissary of Doma, and I hold myself responsible for his safe return. I will have our shinobi in the provinces search for him as a matter of urgency. Chin up, Alize. You'll get to admonish your brother for his recklessness yet.
Well, someone has to do it.
I'm sure he's going to be fine. There is one thing I'm not sure about, though. You said it was the Emperor's personal guard that attacked Alphino's airship. But the Popularis would never have been able to arrange the prisoner exchange without Varus's blessing. So why would he sabotage his own mission?
They may not have been acting on Varus's orders. The guard answer not only to him, but to his family. The Crown Prince included.
When Yotsuyu summoned Tsukuyomi, Asahi was quick to proclaim that a dormant citizen had violated the terms of our agreement, that the negotiations had failed. And it is this version of events that is now being repeated across Garlemald. To hear the tale, one would think the prisoner exchange never took place. Plainly, someone is manipulating matters from the shadows. Most likely Xenos, or whoever it is that wears his face.
Whichever Ascian you mean. We all know the nature of our adversary.
The servants of chaos are true to their name. Their meddling has cost Doma a chance at peace. Whoever it was that loosed his personal guard, the Emperor cannot be ignorant of these developments. We must proceed on the assumption that our treaty is indeed in tatters. But come, Lise. You have journeyed far. let me hear your petition.
Right. So the big news is that Alamigo has agreed to join the Eorzean Alliance. To make it official, and discuss where we all go from here, the leaders of the 5 nations are planning to hold a meeting, and we were hoping you might come too. We've already seen what we can achieve when we work together, and the Alliance hopes to work even more closely in future. They think it's our best hope of keeping the Garleans in check, and I agree.
As do I. By coordinating our efforts in the east and west, we may be able to discourage them from committing their forces to a single front. I accept your invitation. I must, however, ask for time to attend to some pressing matters here. In light of recent events, the risk of Imperial reprisals is greater than ever, and I would not leave Dorma unguarded. Ere I depart, I must shore up her defenses.
Understood. I'll let the Alliance know. We'll wait to hear from you before setting a date. The meeting's to be held at the Royal Palace in Alamigo, incidentally. Do you remember the way?
Well enough. Please assure my hosts that I will not keep them waiting any longer than I have to.
Consider it done. And thank you for agreeing to come. If we all put our heads together, we're sure to find the best way forward. For everyone.
Now I like this because to me it feels like, so obviously a lot of Stormblood has been setting up the Eastern and Alamigan stories. I feel like now it's finally getting back into the main story. Which, I mean, I know there's only one major patch left before the next expansion, but you know what I mean. Don't worry, Alphinaud's been through countless trials and come out stronger every time. He'll be back, I'm sure of it. That the Alliance would extend an invitation to Doma bespeaks the depth of their concern. Nor are they misguided. If Garlemald has fallen under Ascian control, the threat we face is incalculable. Yugiri assures me the task of searching is best left to her comrades. I shall trust to their experience, and focus on what I can do. While we are happy to cooperate with the Eorzean Alliance, there are many things that Doma must do alone. My advisors and I will presently convene to discuss the matter of Doma's defenses. You're welcome to stay, of course. Had you not offered, I would have requested to leave to remain. Where the Ascians are concerned, naught may be left to chance. As ever, we would benefit from your experience. I thank you for coming, Lise. Even if it was an unofficial business, I had hoped there might be time to show you the land you have to save, but I will settle for a fleeting visit if needs be, or needs must. There never does seem to be enough time for anything, does there? But I did get to see a little of the Enclave. You've made excellent progress, I must say. And soon you have the chance to see how we're getting on too. Till the meeting then. Alex, I was wondering if I might have a word with you before I go, in private. Go on, my friend. I will send for Hakuro and the others in the meantime. Great! I'll be waiting for you at the docks. Alright, to the docks! I really need to do the Enclave rebuilding quests, don't I? Ba 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 ba. That's not what I wanted to use. Ba ba ba. Do 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 do. Ya da 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 da. Do 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 do. I am curious why Lise would want to talk to me privately, like me specifically. Thanks for coming. Knowing you, you've probably guessed what I want to talk about. No? Alright. Alice, she's acting as if everything's alright, but it's clear she's barely coping. The Alice I know is overbearing, willful and reckless, and that's fine. It's how she's dealt with feeling weak. But she has to keep moving, or she's afraid she'll fall apart. A lot like me. But the thing about people like us is that we need someone to keep an eye on us. I had Papalima, and now I have my friends in the Resistance, and Alice has you in the Scions. Before you start, I'm not saying neglect her. I'm sure you aren't, and I'm sure you won't. But she's a good friend, and when I see her like this, I can't help worrying. So please, make sure you give her all the support she needs, alright? Of course, leave it to me. You have nothing to worry about seriously. Fist bump! Thank you, Alex. It goes without saying, but if there's anything I can do, you only need to ask. Well, I'd best be off. See you in Alamego. Alright, see you soon. Alright, and back we go. I guess we're sitting in on the defense thing then. Not complaining, that's quite interesting. I just thought that the way that they were going to do it would have been something along the lines of, okay, now this is happening. You go do your thing while we wave this in the background. I actually would be quite interested in hearing about their defenses. Ah, there you are, my friend. Everyone is assembled, so let us begin.
If we are to ready ourselves for invasion, we shall need manpower, provisions, and time, all of which are in notably short supply.
Candid as ever, you giddy. And correct, I concede. Fortunately, I have an idea. "'Tis plain no single nation can stand against the might of the Empire. And it was only with the aid of others that Dorma succeeded in winning her freedom. So, I mean to take a leaf out of our Eorzean friends' book and form an alliance of our own. In addition to those with whom we already share an understanding, I would reach out to Hingashi and Tsuinosato, and further afield to the myriad peoples of Nangsha and Dalmasca.
Ooh.
I am under no illusion. Not all will answer the call. Yet disparate though we may be, we are united in our desire for freedom. If our neighbors could be made to see what is at stake, Asian machinations and all, cooperation need not be so far-fetched a notion.
It may even seem practical. Under the guidance of our former leader, Master Louis Soir, we once strove to unite the fractious city-states of Eorzea. I dare say that experience shall be of use in your endeavor.
We should be glad of your wisdom.
For the record, I would have been in favor of this plan even if it hadn't been my grandfather's, but I have to ask, how will we secure the time to carry it out?
By the way, that's a nice 1.0 reference.
Not that anyone has forgotten, but the Garleans have airships. Lots and lots of airships. Should they catch wind of our plan, they could send an armada to overwhelm us before our alliance had even begun to take shape.
Not if we deny them access to the skies. During our time in the Burn, the Warrior of Light and I chanced upon some Allagan ruins.
Oh?
As such ruins go, they were not particularly unusual. But something about the surrounding land struck me as odd. Faint though it was, its ethereal residue was uncannily similar to that of Azizlar. Identical, in fact. For locations so far removed to share a single etheric signature is all but impossible. I conclude, therefore, that the Allagans created the floating continent with land taken from the Burn.
While that is a most intriguing theory, I fail to see what relevance it has to Dorma's defense.
Azizlar was enclosed in a powerful energy barrier, impenetrable even to an Agrias-class battleship. It occurred to me that those ruins may have enjoyed similar protection. I have no proof, but the Warrior of Light did report seeing a structure resembling other known Allagan field generators.
All right. But even if we could put up such an energy barrier, it surely wouldn't extend beyond the limits of the Burn. So what's to stop the Garleans flying around it?
Fuel. The Dalmascan capital, Rabanasta, was a key Imperial refueling point in the east. By laying waste to it as a lesson to the rest, the Empire greatly hindered its own operations in the region. If an Imperial fleet were to advance upon Doma, it would now have little choice but to travel, as the crow flies, over the Burn.
I see.
A word of caution. Even assuming the generator still functions, raising a barrier of such a scale will require a prodigious amount of energy. And few places are so bereft of suitable crystals as the Burn.
A source of energy. Tell me, did the Allagans make a habit of launching things into the sky?
A curious question. Besides Azizlar, I know of only one other notable instance. The Red Moon Dalamud, whose fall triggered the calamity.
Just the 2 occasions, you say? Then I believe I may have a solution to our energy problem.
You do?
I may. To find out for sure, we would need to visit the Azim Steppe. Which would, I now see, present the perfect opportunity to discuss an alliance with the Zayla tribes. How very neat. What say you then? Shall we see whether this road leads?
Sounds good to me. Very intriguing. Ba 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 ba.